Hi guys, coming back for day 3 of some cursive handwriting. Today we're going to learn the letters E, L, and H, all lowercase. But before we start that, I wanted to just review a little bit about how you're supposed to hold your pencil. So make sure you're using these 3 fingers, your middle finger, your pointer finger, and your thumb. Your pointer finger is the only one that should be on top of your pencil, and it's down here towards the end, leaning on your middle finger, and just holding the side there with your thumb. Make sure that most of the pencil is back here resting on your hand. And don't hold your pencil really tight. See how tight I'm holding that? You can see how it's turning white and red right there. If you do that, it's going to cause your hand to really hurt. So just try to hold your pencil loosely. Remember, cursive is supposed to look nice and flowy. So you can do a little bit of hand exercises like this. Just pretend you're making O's in the air with your pencil. And it should just be kind of flowy. You don't want to squeeze your pencil so tightly. So also, let's review about the lines. We pretend that this is like a house. We have the upstairs, the downstairs, and the basement. The dotted line is there just as a guide for us. You know, later you'll move on to just writing on regular notebook paper. So make sure that if it's supposed to go all the way up the top, that the letter does, or if it's supposed to stop at the dotted line, or if it's supposed to go down into the basement. None of these letters today will go down into the basement, but these two, the L and the H, will go into the upstairs. So let's start with lowercase e. It's a very simple letter. So I'm going to use my blue marker just to help you see better. So with your lowercase e, you're going to start at the very bottom. See where I just made that dot? You're going to start right there. You're going to curve up this way, just like you did for your I, and for your T, and for your U, and the R, and the S. And then you're going to, when you touch the dotted line, you're going to curve back around backwards and make a loop. Then that loop's going to come back and have a tail that comes up and touches the dotted line. So it's just a little loop. It starts at the bottom, loops back up and touches the dotted line. And this tail, remember, will become the beginning of whatever your next letter is when you start writing words. So just start at the bottom, touch the dotted line, loop around, and put on a tail. You can pause this video and make a line of lowercase e and just practice until you're ready to start the video back to learn L. Okay, let's look at lowercase l. The good thing about lowercase l is you make it exactly the same way you make a lowercase e, except it goes all the way up to the top line. So it's just a taller loop. So you're going to start at the bottom line, right there where the dot is. You're going to curve all the way up to the top, touch at the top, then loop around and make a tall, skinny loop, and then the tail comes out and touches the dotted line. You don't want this loop to be really fat. You don't want your L to look like this. That's no good. You want it to kind of be skinny, to go up and just loop down like that. So this is a good L. So just practice starting at the bottom, going up to the top, looping around, and putting on a tail. You can pause this video when you're ready and make a line of lowercase l. Okay, let's look at lowercase h. Lowercase h starts out just like you're going to make a lowercase l, but you just have to put on this little heel after you make the L part. So your H is also going to start at the dot or at the bottom line. You're going to loop up, touch the top, and come straight down. Now notice the difference in this and this. This is just like an L, except I haven't put this tail on right here. So when you come straight down right there, instead of coming on out and putting on a tail, you're just going to trace this back up and put on that little heel and then a tail. And there you have your lowercase h. So you shouldn't pick up your pencil at all. It starts at the bottom, it goes up, straight down, trace that back up to the dotted line, put on the little heel, and then the tail. Okay, you can pause this video and practice making a line of lowercase h. I messed up right there. Make it high. Alright, now we'll write a word. So with some letters that we've learned, we can write the word her. H-E-R, because we learned an R the other day. So if you're going to write a word, you don't pick up your pencil at all. So you're going to make your H, and the tail of your H, which would start like that, is going to become the E. So you just go straight up to the dotted line and make it into your E. And then your tail that your E would have, guess what that becomes? The beginning of your R. So it just curves up, you put on that little slant, and down. And there you have the word her. H-E-R. We can also practice the word were, W-E-R-E, because you really need to practice with that W that we learned the other day. Remember, of course, a print W looks like this. A cursive W, remember, started at the bottom, went up, up, and up, and then had that little handle right here. And remember, we wrote wit, I think, the other day, and made that handle become an I. So today, if we're going to write were, W-E-R-E, that handle is going to become our E. So we'll make our W. The handle is going to become our E. Look how strange that looks. And then you go right into your R, and then just a regular E. So when you're connecting to that, a W to any letter, it's connected to that little handle. So we have W-E-R-E. We can also write the word heel. So you've got an H, I, L, L. Now remember, when you start writing words, you don't want a huge amount of space between your letters. You don't want to write it like this. Doesn't that look silly? You don't want to do that. But you also don't want it too close together. You don't want your letters to be right up on top of each other either, like this. So you kind of have to find a happy median, and you want just enough space. So you can pause this video and practice writing the words her, were, and heel. And tomorrow we're going to learn 3 new letters. See you tomorrow.